Yeah, great. So let me start with the presentation. First of all, a quick introduction. Hi, my name is Akshay, and I'm here to talk about the transformational role of marketing analytics. And let me quickly go through the agenda. The agenda for today's presentation is marketing in general. Then I'm going to talk about pre-marketing challenges, then post-marketing challenges, and common solution to post-marketing challenges, and then quickly about the most ideal solution. So let me quickly start with marketing. Like, what is marketing? So we all know in like a definition of marketing, like marketing is something where we try to promote our product and convince our customers that they buy those products. But let's look at what is the more structured definition of marketing. So marketing would be the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. If we quickly look at this definition, we see that there are three significant words. One is like promotion, selling, and advertising. So promotion is like we try to incentivize our customer to buy our product. Selling, we know we try to sell different services. And advertising is like we try to convince our customer, and we try to market our product to the customer, and try to convince them that they buy it. We try to brand our products. But this is what a business person would see when we go through this definition. What a data scientist would see whenever we say promotion, the first thing that a data scientist would look for, how to identify target customer. And when someone would say we have to sell some product, a data scientist would see a recommendation engine. How can I develop a recommendation engine and recommend those products to our customers? And similarly, when we say advertising, one question that data scientist would try to answer is, what are the best channels to advertise products to the customer? This is how a data scientist would see this marketing. But if you closely observe, these are the challenges that we solve most of the time before launching a marketing campaign. What about the problems that we should solve after marketing? So, for a data scientist, this definition seems to be an incomplete definition. The data scientist role is not limited just to solve problems which are solved right before marketing. There are certain problems that as a data scientist we need to address even after marketing. So let's talk about those challenges that a data scientist have to solve post marketing. Some of the post marketing challenges are campaign performance. How did a campaign do? Channel performance. The channels that we have used to target our customers, how did those channels do? Like, which channel is most successful? Which channel we need to invest more budget? On-site and off-site activities. So on-site and off-site activities are like activities that we do before reaching a particular platform. Let's say you are buying some product from a website, but before reaching to that website, you got an email from that company, and you clicked on that email link, and you land on the website platform. So once all the activities that you do before getting to the platform are offsite activities, and the activities that you do after getting to the platform are on-site activities. Now, budget allocation. We launched a marketing campaign. How much budget we need to allocate to that marketing campaign, or how much budget we need to allocate to the next marketing campaign? These are some of the questions that as a data scientist we have to solve after marketing. So let's talk about what are the solutions for this problem. So one solution to this problem is multi-touch revenue attribution. What is multi-touch revenue attribution? So multi-touch revenue attribution is when a customer goes from went through this marketing process, right? Like, we send an email to a customer clicks in the link, on the link that is there in the email, and customer reaches to that website, but and buys a product. But customer can do multiple activities. Like in marketing, we can reach out to customer in multiple ways. For example, I, as a customer, received an email from certain, and I got a link or promotional offer in that email. I clicked on that and I reaches to the website, but I don't purchase anything at all. Next day, I saw ad on Instagram from that company. I clicked on that ad and I go to the website, but I don't buy anything. Similarly, third day, I got an advertisement on Facebook. I clicked on that and I went to the website, but I didn't buy anything. So all these activities I'm doing, and eventually after I buy that product, right? So these are the multi-touch activities that I am doing, and eventually I am buying this product. So how come this one problem can solve all these, or one problem can answer all these questions? So let's say we attribute revenue to all these activities, and this attribution, how this attribution is going to help me. So let's say we launched 4 or 5 campaigns, and I, as all those campaigns, I was the target customer. I got Eventually I got promotional emails, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, and post blogs and content to me from under all those campaigns, and eventually I bought a product. But the $100 that I bought, how much out of that $100 we want to give to each? Because from all those campaigns, marketing was done as for me as a target customer. So you cannot give all those $100 to one particular campaign. So if you click how much out of that $100 we have to give to each campaign, then we can understand which campaign is best. Similarly, for channel performance, like marketing team has reached out to me through email, through Facebook ads, through Instagram ads, right? Now in this case, how much revenue out of that $100, how much we want to attribute to email, how much we want to attribute to Facebook or Instagram or paid social or other social media platforms. So once we identify what percentage or what component of this $100 we are going to give to each channel, then we can say, okay, since we are giving 70% of this to Facebook, now Facebook is the most successful channel for reaching out to me. On-site and off-site activities. So off-site activities, I did 4 off-site activities. I clicked on advertisement from email, Facebook, or Instagram, and some content or blog, right? So these are my off-site activities. And on-site activities which I do after going to website. So on-site activities are, I saw page, I saw product 2, I saw product 3. So these are my on-site and off-site activities. Again, if we allocate right amount of money to each activity, we can say, okay, these are the activities which has driven me to buy that product. If we do all these 3 activities, we can say, okay, campaign A is best for me. So next time I have to do the similar setting. I'll have to launch similar campaign A, and this is the budget that I'm going to allocate it because it's the most successful one. So now solutions that are available to us for multi-touch revenue attribution. So the common solutions are for multi-touch revenue attributions. First one is first touch, which says whichever activity customer has done first, give entire $100 to that activity. Case, I have okay, I will talk with an example in the next slide with more details. Last touch is like you give entire credit to the activity which is closest to the purchase. Last touch non-direct click is like you give entire credit to the last activity, but that should not be a direct activity like you directly went to the platform to buy a product. It should come through some or the other marketing channel. Linear is like you give equal credit of that $100 purchase to all the activities that customer has done before the purchase. Time decay is like more of a exponential decay. You give maximum credit to the activity which is closest to the purchase, and then you keep decreasing it, like so activity 1 which is most closest to the purchase, you give to get from the purchase will get some less credit, and similarly you go in position based is like first activity will get the 40% of the revenue, last activity will also get the 40%, and the intermediate activities will get 20% equally divided among all these activities. So let's come to an example which can explain us how this multi-touch attribution works and what would be the ideal solution for it. So let's say there is a customer whose journey looks like this. As you can see in the slide, email, Facebook, search, paid, and blog. And this is, and eventually customer purchased. So blog activity customer has done, some link customer has seen in some of the blog, which is like 1 day before the purchase. Second activity which customer has done was some paid promotion, which was 5 days before the purchase. Similarly, search activity was 5 days. Facebook was 9 days. Email was 11 days, and some other activity as 18 days. And you see in this image that customer has got all these promotion offers, like from Facebook, advertising from email, paid social, all those things. So that is one part of the attribution. Like Oh, I'm really sorry. Thanks, John, for pointing this out. Yeah. So yeah, like in a attribution problem, there should be types of inputs, like what journey customer has followed in terms of the activities. Like in this one, email, Facebook, search, paid, and blog, right? So this is the customer journey in the events or the marketing channels that customer has reached out. Now you see all the existing solutions, they only consider that is the position of the event. They don't consider how far from the event, how far from the purchase event has occurred. That is the first among in all the existing solutions that I have just discussed in the previous slide. But ideally, if I have to do attribution, it should be a combination of three inputs. One is what sequence of events customer has followed. In this case, email, Facebook, search, paid, and blog. Apart from this, second input should be how far they are. It's not just about the sequence, also about the magnitude of how far they are from the purchase, like day 1, day 3, day 5, day 9, day 11, day 8. This is the second component of the input. And third component of the input is customer profile. So like customer has, some of the customers are really frequent buyers. Some of the customers are not that frequent. Some of the customer purchased recently from a particular platform. Some of the customers didn't purchase recently. So there are certain customer features like RFM score, recency, frequency, and money aspect. Then whether customer has subscribed for not, what is the tenure of the customer, or how frequently customer purchases. So it's not just of the events or the sequence of the events, other inputs which should be considered for an ideal channel attribution, that is customer journey in terms of the sequence of events. Second one is the time component, how far they are from the one is the customer profile. So all these three inputs should be combined and then processed through a model to get to the ideal attribution. Like in the chart, I can also show you the curves or the attribution that are commonly used, with equal credit, give equal credit to everyone, then exponential decay, and then quadratic equation. But you cannot go with the standard curve, because every customer journey is different in terms of all these three inputs. Every customer has a different profile. So ideal solution would be with these three inputs. Now, how we are going to process all these three inputs, that would be deep neural net, which can be a LSTM or RNN, because it LSTM and sequential aspect. Then there should be another component in the model which could process the time component, and there should be another component, the third one, which can process customer profiles. So this solution would be the ideal solution which can use all these three inputs. Hence the function for multi-touch attribution can be a function with three inputs: customer profile, customer journey, and the time component, how far they are occurring from the event. So yeah, this is the ideal solution so far. I think we are already out of time, but quickly, if anyone has any question, please drop it on the chat box. And my apologies again, I faced some technical issue to join the presentation, hence got delayed. So please.